Well, you can expect some stormy conditions in parts of the Midwest today, and in the east, it looks like another warm day. Good morning and welcome to Weather Center. This edition is sponsored by Nestle Carnation.
And alongside Mark Mancuso, I'm Dan Atkinson. Thanks for joining us. Here's a look at what you can expect in certain areas of the country today. You'll enjoy another sunny, warm day in New York. Boston will also be sunny and warm with a high of 75, which is about 25 degrees above average. The sun will also add warmth to Atlanta. Expect showers in Minneapolis, much calmer conditions following yesterday's devastating and deadly tornadoes. And now Mark has an update on today's severe weather situation.
Thanks, Dan. And this is the area of concern for today from lower Michigan all the way down into northeast Texas. If you live in or near these red shaded areas, keep it tuned to the Weather Channel for updates because there could be thunderstorms with large hail, damaging winds, and possibly tornadoes, especially here in the mid-Mississippi River Valley. At the present time, you can see the lightning hits here coming up from Kansas into southwest lower Michigan. That's where we find our morning showers and storms. At the present time, though, we do not have any severe thunderstorm or tornado watches or warnings. But we are looking at showers and thunderstorms on the increase here. Southwest lower Michigan, as you travel down I-94, it's getting pretty wet. I'll give you all the road conditions travel-wise in just a second. Waking up to showers and storms right around Chicagoland now. Everything here developing rapidly and heading northeastward. So for those of you in Milwaukee, looks like you might have some wet weather to contend with in a short period of time. But it does look like on the north side of Chicago, we are looking at some wet weather, so it could be a little slow on the old Kennedy. Farther west, well, we see rain from Waterloo southward down through Des Moines. Showers and thunderstorms a little stronger around Lamoni and near St. Joseph. Everything moving rapidly northeast. And you can see showers and storms moving up through Kansas, and none of which are severe. Farther south, not much happening in central or eastern Oklahoma yet, but later today, we could see an intensifying line of thunderstorms move on to the east. Right now, just a little wet weather pushing its way into north central Oklahoma. Looking at the severe weather reports from Sunday, numerous reports of hail and high winds and tornadoes, hail the size of softballs pummeling parts of Wisconsin and Minnesota. And a series of tornadoes skipped across Minnesota on Sunday, killing one person, a 6-year-old boy, and injuring more than a dozen people. Hardest hit were St. Peter and south central Minnesota, which resembles a war zone today. Also hard hit was the town of Comfrey, the southwestern part of the state. Residents there were evacuated after a gas leak. Several buildings in the downtown area were heavily damaged or destroyed. So a rare March tornado outbreak in southern Minnesota yesterday. Here you see developing low pressure in northwest Oklahoma, southwest Kansas. Quite intense winds out ahead of the system pulling up the Gulf moisture. And we see that in the signs of our dew points. Look at this, a dew point of 60 in Chicago, dew point of 63 here in Little Rock. This low level moisture is what we look for the potential for heavy rains and maybe severe storms. And going upstairs, see some high level winds here coming out across the southern plains and the northern plains, and in between the two, this is where we're looking for the potential for those severe storms to erupt. Latest satellite radar composite shows us the wet weather here spreading up from Oklahoma into southwest lower Michigan. Now with more on those temperatures, here's Dan.
And thank you, Mark. A cold front in the middle of the country is headed east, and it'll soon bring cooler readings to areas enjoying warm springtime weather. Meanwhile, those warm conditions continue. Here's a look at where the warmth is banked up this morning around Chicago and Detroit. You have temperatures, in Chicago, for example, 13 degrees warmer now than you were yesterday at this hour. Southwesterly winds will continue to pump in the warmth today, and as Mark was noting, it'll also be bringing in the moisture, setting the stage for some late-day showers and thunderstorms in the windy city. Meanwhile, you're a bit cooler in the northeast, thanks to a backdoor cold front that has dropped down. At this hour in New York, you are 7 degrees cooler than you were yesterday at this time. Boston, you're 9 degrees cooler. Reason for the warmth across the Midwest continues to be high pressure off in the Atlantic, the clockwise circulation around the backside of that high pressure area, bringing in those southwesterly breezes with a lot of warmth. And the frontal system that did cool you a bit in the northeast in the past 24 hours should be moving on back as a warm front. So look for continued unseasonable warmth across places like Boston and New York later today. In fact, right now, Boston, even though you're on the cooler side of this frontal system, you are still already above your typical high for the date. We'll take a look in just a second at the current conditions. But yesterday you had record highs in a number of cities, topping the list 86 degrees at Washington's Dulles Airport. Mansfield, Ohio hit 78. Bridgeport, Connecticut, you hit 77 yesterday. Good morning, Boston. You're 54 degrees. Your typical high this time of year is about 50. In New York, good morning. You're mostly cloudy and 59. Philadelphia, partly cloudy and 63. Pittsburgh, you're 66, and this could well be your warmest March day on record in Pittsburgh. Chicago, 67 now, and Sioux Falls back on the cold side of that system, 37 degrees. You can see that quite a temperature contrast fueling the stormy weather. 61 now in Atlanta, New Orleans, 70. 71 degrees in Dallas. You could have some showers or thunderstorms later in the day. Better chance for you, though, around Little Rock. Right now you're 68 degrees, and you could have some thunderstorms during the afternoon. Light snow falling around Denver, where it's 26 now. Salt Lake City, some light snow right now and freezing for you. Partly cloudy weather on tap in San Francisco, where the temperature right now is 45. And the forecast will find our current system making some progress toward the east. By midday, low pressure should be spreading showers across much of Kansas on up into the Great Lakes and trailing also down toward Dallas-Fort Worth. Could have a thunderstorm or a shower move through if you're taking a lunchtime break. Still some more snow for you middle of the day around Denver, in fact right on into the early evening. And also next system beginning to push into the Pacific Northwest early evening. Today across the Northeast, generally dry conditions, maybe a shower around Burlington and 76. New York, though, a high of 82 and partly cloudy skies. Across the Southeast, breezy weather for you at Houston, mostly cloudy and 82. Miami, 84 and partly cloudy skies. In the Midwest, those showers moving in late in the day. In Chicago, a high of about 78 degrees. Also stormy for you at St. Louis and a high of 80. And Denver, more snow and a high of 35.
And snow overnight making for slushy and slippery roads in Minnesota and South Dakota.
Stay with us for Travel-Wise right after your local forecast.
This program was sponsored by Nestle Carnation Instant Breakfast.
My hat.
Some days you don't have time for breakfast.
My books.
So Carnation Instant Breakfast is packed to go with vitamins and minerals and 99% fat-free. Carnation Instant Breakfast from Nestle. It's a healthy start.
How can Geico save you money on car insurance when you buy from us directly? We cut out the middleman. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance. A typical car insurance agent is on the job during regular business hours. On the other hand, Geico insurance professionals are on the job 24 hours a day. Geico. A 15-minute call could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
By